Let's take a look now at the Multitrack view in Adobe Audition. So right now we're looking at waveform. We want to switch over to Multitrack. We can do that by clicking on this button right in the top left here that says Multitrack beside it. We don't want to click on that one above it that also says Multitrack. That's for some other functions that we might look at later. When you click on that Multitrack button, if you don't have a session open already, it will prompt you to create a new one. So we're going to call our new session Demo Soundscape, and then we're going to choose where we want to save it to. So in this case, I'm going to click Browse, and I just want to find out where I want to save it to. By default, it will save into your Documents folder, into the Adobe folder, Audition, 24.0, or whichever version you're using, and then there'll be a folder that it creates in there. Now, for the sake of this, I want to save it directly onto my Google Drive because then I know that I have it wherever I go. And I'm going to go into our Class Projects folder, the Soundscape folder, and I'm going to create it there. It gives you an option for a template. We're not going to work with one of those right now. We'll just use the default. And we'll set the sample rate to this number here, 44,100 hertz. We'll set the bit depth to 24 here. By default, it'll be 32. We're going to go to 24. Just makes your files a little bit smaller to do this. Basically, with both of these, the higher the number is, the higher overall quality it is. It can get a little bit more descriptive than that, but I'm not going to go into too much more detail because it's not overly important to you. And I'm going to click OK. That's going to open up the Multitrack view in Audition. And there's one thing I want to note to you before we actually look at the Multitrack view, and that's how the Multitrack file saves, which is important to note because if we go back into that folder where we saved it in File Explorer, so this is the Class Projects folder, we saved it into this Soundscape folder, you'll notice that there isn't a file in here for the Audition file. There is a folder called Demo Soundscape. Within that folder that's been created, there is your Adobe Audition file. Now, it's important to keep track of that folder because in order to submit your projects, you're going to need to submit that whole folder via Google Drive. And within that folder, you'll be able to save each of your audio files that you use when you're making your soundscape. So that's all important information to be aware of.